Sometimes from your lowest low, you can find your highest high. And in those moments, the things you once took for granted start to feel like everyday miracles. What I realised this week is that often it takes stepping back and seeing the bigger picture to recognise that progress. But before I could get there, I had to face the low point. And that's where this week began for me.
Oh, this whole time you were stringing me along. Now I'm crying, I'm trying to hold it down.
Okay, I just got back from physio, coaching, and there's some exercises. I've got a few more to get done. And I've got Tokyo Skytree booked in for this evening, so it's a bit of a busy one again, but I'm trying to take it a little bit slow. I've come back to the hotel because I need to rest my foot a bit more and I need to do some laundry, and I've just neglected all my YouTube stuff, so I'm going to try and do some of that today. But I thought it'd be really good to just pop on here and just be honest for a second. I mean, I've been honest all the way throughout, but I've shown a lot of the highlights. I haven't shown maybe many of the difficult moments, which you were like, you're on the other side of the world. Like, I feel wrong to ever complain or say anything, but the fact that I'm still not dancing fully now, that I'm not in all the shows, that I'm not dancing in the shows, is really devastating for me, to be honest with you. I'm finding that really difficult to cope with and to understand and to figure out why I've put so much time and effort in, and I'm still not back fully yet. I had a bit of a flare up, as you know, last week, and I'm still coming back from that a little bit and just missing the way that my body used to look and feel. And with what I've got, I actually don't know when I'm going to be fully back. There's no timelines now with the condition that I have. I'm very grateful to everyone who's supporting me, doing all they can to get me back, and I think I just feel angry at my body that it's not doing what I need it to do. I need to be kind to my body and be happy with it, but honestly I just feel a lot of anger and frustration towards it, which is difficult to kind of process and deal with, but I'm trying to give space for that. But yeah, heavy part of the vlog over. Let's get back to the fun. I've got to go and do my laundry because I have not many clothes left now. Then I want to do the rest of my exercises, and then I'm going to go out for dinner and to go up the Tokyo Skytree. So after an absolutely delicious bowl of ramen, I did head out to go find the Tokyo Tower. And trust me, when I arrived, like almost everywhere in Japan, there were so many different stores. Like, I arrived and it was a huge shopping mall. They had even a Sylvanian family museum. How mad is that? I used to love Sylvanian families as a kid. If you are that person, please comment down below. I would love to hear other Sylvanian family fans out there. I did arrive and it was pretty magnificent. I loved kind of the beer garden in the back as well. I felt like it had such a lovely vibe with all the lights and stuff. I was feeling a little bit out of my depth for some reason on this solo trip. I remember getting there just feeling like very anxious, worried that, like, what if my phone runs out of battery, what if I get lost? It's just so big, and trying to find everywhere on my own was feeling quite overwhelming now, being 2 and a bit weeks into this amazing trip. But I found it, and boy was I glad that I did. As I walked out and saw the magnificent view standing at the very top of the Tokyo Skytree, gave me a perspective that I didn't realise I even needed. Looking out over the city, everything felt so small, yet still connected. And it made me reflect on this truth. For so long, I believed I had to be hyper-focused on every single detail to achieve anything in life. Every rehearsal, every correction, every setback in my rehab, I thought if I wasn't zeroed in on it, I was failing. But what I've learned is that being too close, too focused, can sometimes be counterintuitive. It can blind you to the progress that's unfolding right in front of you.
Like this? Like up and down. Arigato.
Sometimes you need to zoom out and see the bigger picture, because from a wider perspective, you notice the connections, the growth, the small steps that don't feel like much in the moment, but are actually carrying you forward. This week, that shift changed everything for me. From my lowest lows, I realized I was building towards my highest highs. And suddenly the things I once took for granted, simple movements, moments of ease, started to feel like little everyday miracles. Success isn't always grinding harder or obsessing over the smallest details. Sometimes it's about stepping back, gaining perspective, and trusting the bigger journey you're on. That's when the real breakthroughs happen. So leaving the Tokyo Skytree, there were plenty of things to see in the shops. There was loads of different little bits and bobs. As I've said so many times in previous Japan vlogs, there are literally so many things that are different to the UK that I cannot film them all. They have like these crazy looking cakes. I have no idea what they taste like. They were called Castella slices. I definitely should have tried them next time I go. That's happening. And they had literally like a chocolate model of the Tokyo Skytree, which was pretty cool. Of course, loads of noodle and ramen places on the way back. I always find it funny how they have the actual like model of what the food looks like. But I went back with a very whole heart, but quite tired. But thus we still work and we still carry on. The next morning I was in the gym and I did my full body flex routine, my 4 weeks to full body flexibility. I did this pretty much every single week, every single day on tour in Japan, So if you guys are interested in that program that has really helped me, it is my 4 weeks to flexibility. I will link it down in the description below. Then I had some breakfast and took some time to spend with the Lord before heading off to work. As always, it's super busy and super hot on the metro in Japan. But once I got to rehab, I had a little bit of time to do some of my exercises. These are my daily exercises at the moment that I'm doing to keep myself nice and strong while I can't really do too much weight bearing on my ankle. And you know, we had to start back from the basics. I could hardly do anything with the way my ankle was. But in rehab, it's taught me that there's a strange kind of beauty in rebuilding from the beginning. At first, it felt frustrating and still does at times. Movements that once came naturally now had to be relearned piece by piece. But when I stepped back and saw the bigger picture, I realized that this process isn't about going backwards. It's about creating a stronger foundation. There's something humbling about starting again. Every small win, every step forward feels like an everyday miracle. While it's tempting to stay hyper-focused on what isn't working, zooming out shows me just how much progress is quietly unfolding. Success isn't built in one giant leap. It's built slowly through resilience, through patience, and through the willingness to begin again. And I'm learning that in these moments of rebuilding, I'm not just regaining strength, I'm finding a deeper appreciation for the journey itself. And let me tell you, it was quite the journey that we went on this particular day. I decided to take a little solo trip to Asakusa, which had so many different like markets, stalls, shops. I even bought some earrings here. You know, I have a little bit of a susceptibility to buying a nice pair of earrings. They were really cheap and they're absolutely beautiful. Those ones didn't break, thank goodness. If you saw my other vlogs, other ones did break. I had a look at some interesting different foods that they had. Of course, loads of matcha. I'm not a matcha gal, but if you do like matcha, make sure to come to Japan. And another super popular thing to do here was hire a kimono. So I went to this kimono rental place and I decided, let's do it. Let's do the full experience. So I'm wearing a traditional kimono for this part of my trip. You know, my hair's like this because I wanted it out of the way. They just wrapped me in so many around my waist. I have like 10 layers. It's crazy. But now I'm gonna go and do my hair.
Speaking of the angel, here she goes again. Spaghetti on the ground, halves on her chin.
What do you think?
Yeah.
First, I'll keep a little bit, but after, if you don't need so, I can up.
perhaps I wasn't necessarily breaking through in my ballet the way that I wanted to be, but honestly I was finding much more richness in other areas of my life that I had never even realised before. And little did I know this was actually adding to my overall artistry and wholeness as a human being.
So I'm here with Josie and Manisha. Is that right? Did I say that right?
You got it right.
And we're all in our kimonos.
Yes.
These two are from the US. How long have
York
you?
and Massachusetts.
No way. How long have you guys been here for so far?
This is our second day. This is our second day. I live in South Korea with my husband, and she lives in Massachusetts. So she came to visit. We slept really well last night. We were gonna go out and party, but it was over. We laid down, had some soju, laid down, and was done.
That's travel. That you want to be out all the time and then you like die. I'm actually going to Texas after this. Yeah. I've never been to the States. I think Houston.
Oh,
Very
busy.
Yeah,
I like it.
very going to Houston, Texas, and then New York for a few days. So yeah, lots of travel.
Enjoy New York.
Guys, go live your lives. You have to live your life. You only live once.
Only live once.
From the time I was a little girl, my life was all about training. I was always in the gym, always preparing for the next competition as a rhythmic gymnast. And then it was ballet. Every rehearsal, every class, every second of my day was spent working out how to get better. I don't think I ever stopped to take a breath or to think about the big, wide world beyond the studio walls. And to be honest, I was quite happy with it that way. But my focus was so narrow, technique, strength, discipline, on repeat, that I thought that was literally the only way forward. But what I've come to realise is that seeing the world, experiencing different places, cultures and perspectives, it all adds to my artistry, it deepens my passion. Dance isn't only about the hours of training you put in, it's also about the life you live outside of it. And the more I allow myself to step back and take in the bigger picture, the more inspired I become when I step back into the studio.
I cannot see you now. Where do we even begin? You left your mark on.
This was one of my favourite days in Japan. I felt like I truly embraced every aspect, and I even got some of these random gifts from people wearing this kimono. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact I was wearing kimono, but two people came up and gave me these random gifts. And then I decided to go on the trip of a lifetime, and it was a spur of the moment thing. They came up and asked if I wanted to go in this kind of carriage where this guy literally ran in 40-degree heat on the road and pulled the carriage along. I felt so bad for him, but at the same time I was living my best life. He was also giving me a little bit of a tour around the Asakusa. So it was really interesting seeing the different buildings. Did I understand every word he was saying? Definitely not. Did I enjoy the experience to the absolute max? 1000%.
The summer and over and over and over again.
Wow.
You're gone and I have torn apart, picked it up again. You're gone with the summer and over and over.
This is Japanese first movie set. Yeah.
Wow.
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Mario.
Minecraft Mario.
Yeah, so 150 years ago, all time Japan, all Japan, so go to the Asakusa, the first movie.
Wow.
Yeah, so many people. And so, do you know karaoke?
Don't say where you don't mean that you'll stay with me through the winter. I give you all of me, even if you go away and don't return. I loved you completely, but I'm never leaving. I'm never leaving to feel.
It's so hot in this gym. There is no aircon.
Take me back to the smell of rain we shared when we were swinging on your back porch before the world introduced the pain. We were kids and we were dreaming about the days when we would have. Now I'm coming home with all the stories to tell, and I wish we could share them together. If it weren't for you, I don't know what I would do. If it weren't for you, I don't know what I would do. Take me back to the times when I didn't tend to overthink things too much. Wish I could pretend that loving you was enough to keep you breathing by my side. Take me back to the good.
Because for so long, like, you start thinking you're just so bad because you can't do like anything. Yeah. It's our last day here at the Banca Kakan, and I just had my last coaching session with Letitia because she's leaving and going back to the UK. We've still got another week here in Japan, but that was the best my ankle has felt since my surgery. I did have a little bit of pain walking around yesterday, but I stopped and I elevated and I rested and I iced. Yeah, I was able to do a fondue for the first time without pain. As I went on, there was a little bit more pain, so like it's not perfect, but like I'm getting my plie back for the first time in 8 months. Like I'm emotional because like I've just been waiting for the longest time for this to happen. Unfortunately, it does feel a bit like a little bit close to it, and then it flares up. I have to go back, and I get really disappointed. But then it gets better again. So yeah, it's just riding those waves of emotions is really hard. But today was a good day, and I'm going to celebrate today because who knows what tomorrow brings.
Looking back, I can see how every step, every high, every low, every setback has been shaping me. Rehab has reminded me that progress isn't always about pushing harder or being perfect. Sometimes it's about stepping back, gaining perspective, and trusting the bigger picture. Rebuilding, starting again, and appreciating the small wins, it's all part of the journey. And the more I embrace that, the more I realize that strength, artistry, and passion don't come just from training. They come from the life you live, the perspective you gain, and the patience to grow along the way. So wherever you are in your own journey, remember, breakthroughs often come when you least expect them. Trust the process, celebrate the small victories, and don't forget to step back and see the bigger picture. It might just change everything. If you did make it to the end of this video, make sure to comment this emoji so I know who the true motivators are, and also make sure you sign up to my email list because something absolutely huge is about to drop, which kind of encapsulates everything that I've been talking about in my vlogs. Make sure to click the subscribe button because there are more Japan and the US, you might have heard that, adventures coming very, very soon, and you won't want to miss out on that. I'm so excited to be taking you on this journey with me. Remember, dream big and make it happen.